Welcome back to Krown's Crypto Cave and a happy little dump Thursday morning to you. Thirsty Thursday, no, fucked up Thursday, wrecked as fuck Thursday. And of course, as always, want to be reminding everyone, hey, in these morning update videos, more short-term ideas, although we do have a nice longer-term formation happening over here. So without further ado, getting right into the information right over here. And again, if you do want a more long-term analysis, definitely go check out the long-term analysis playlist because that's what it's for. All right, so I just want to start off this talk by holy fucking shit. Pay attention to all the people who are extremely bullish, arrogantly bullish over the last month or so. I'm talking about Supo Man. I'm talking about Crypto Hedge. I'm talking about Hagen Re. I'm talking about Chart Guys. I'm talking about Filicone guilty. Who else is guilty? I think too many people to name, honestly. Crypto Monk. I've seen that fucker on Twitter. Who else we got? I mean, there's just too many to fucking name. Runs with bulls, whatever the fuck. Again, a lot of people in this space get blindly fucking bullish because they have not been in markets that go fucking down. Most people enter this space, taking off all my drawing tools over here, after 2015, sometime after 2015, where Bitcoin just basically always goes up, or essentially always goes up. And you can see over here, just by looking at the exponentials, you knew very clearly that right over here, early in 2018, Bitcoin was doing something different. It wasn't just going straight fucking up anymore. And then you pull it out and you're like, oh, fuck, Bitcoin can go down. Shit. They didn't tell me about that one on Reddit. Shit. All right, well, whatever. Okay, so over here to GDAX, and let's talk about some actual price action. Okay, the big dump happening. It's kind of just starting right here. Big volume on this area right here. This is exactly what I'm looking for. Remember, we've been making this kind of trend line on the volume beforehand, and then you kind of break. You have your breakout volume is what you have. Now, keep in mind that this daily diddle did just kind of start over here, so there's a lot of hours left in the day to go to build up that volume even more. Now, of course, as always, there's always chance for a full-on reversal when you do have a major dump like this. Very unlikely. What would need to happen in order for me to change my mind is you'd have to close this daily dildo above the 21 exponential, which is right around here, right around 65.50. Which is a very big point of contention, right? Because that was a big kind of horizontal that we broke down from. Actually, when it comes down to it, we were looking at the 4 hour over here and kind of making trend lines on this guy right here. And while you did have this major one right here, which was the perfect reshort, by the way, we talked about that yesterday. And congratulations to anyone who took that. I took that one myself, and I'm very happy with it. Then we had this guy right around here, not really stopping price action at all, especially when you have all this snaky price action going on. This guy right here didn't stop it at all. If we went into the lower time frames, then yes, you would have seen a little bit of a reaction. And then we got this guy right around here, right around 61.50, which seems to be supporting price action currently right now. Kind of making like a zone of an order block in this range right here, all the way from 61.50 to about 6,200-ish area. The yearly lows that everyone's been kind of looking at. So at the end of the day, Bitcoin did break this broadening wedge to the downside. Yes, it is a broadening wedge. Yes, I know some people are calling this a bear flag. Technically, it's not necessarily parallel, but we're going to make a measure move on it just in case, just to kind of show it out. Now I want to be very adamant in saying that, hey, when you actually do have this formation over here, while you do have a measured move to be made off of it, which is pointing you all the way down towards, 51, 5200-ish area, the big area to break in my mind is this 6150 to 6200-ish range, which I'm actually going to put a nice little blue box of peace and prosperity within it. Although it might turn into a blue box of death and decay. You never know what's going to happen with your blue boxes. Although definitely don't look up blue box on Google. I've done it before, and it's the results are not good if you're like eating food. Or squeamish at all. So I'll just say that. Definitely don't fucking look it up. Anyway, so back now over here. Until this area breaks right here, I really don't want to be entertaining like super low price targets. Although I do believe that there are some things in the higher time frames that are certainly showing that is a becoming a more and more likely reality. Going over here to the 2-day dildo chart, we talked about this yesterday, that this was actually a very good setup with yesterday's 2-day dildo closing below the yellow 20-minute exponential on all the exchanges that actually matter, aka not fucking Finex, because Finex is trading on Tether and Tether is floating during all times, which we'll get to in just a second. But on top of that, we had follow through on this dildo right here, volume increase, and that's exactly what I want to see. That's a clear slap in the face signal that I wanted to see. with also the 2-day dildo death cross over here. Again, using your 21 exponential as resistance, just not a good look for it. Not only that, but we do have new weekly lows. Remember this bearish engulfing dildo that I was going on and on and on and on and on about for the whole fucking September? Well, you've actually finally fucking broken it to the downside over here, which meaning that you've actually had continuation on it. You've taken out the low. The low of this current weekly dildo at 60.55 and 28 cents on Bitstamp, and the low of this bearish engulfing dildo was about 60.94. Same thing with GDAX over here. 61.16 low and 60.33 low today. Bit Mexico over here, 6,100 low and $6,005 low right now. So again, we do have continuations on that. The way that I kind of look at that, if you are just trading dildos, if you literally are just trading dildos, which certainly can be done, well, that's what you're likely looking at right there. And that's going to actually cause a lot of people to take a short position. Now, not only that, but we have the yellow 21 exponential cross on the downside of the green 55. We waited so fucking long for this one. So fucking long. And finally, it's actually happened as of the last weekly dildo. And of course, but going back on over here, we only have one other example of this actually even happening in the almost 10-year history of Bitcoin right over here, which set Bitcoin pretty much all the way down to its red dildo capitulation death. Now, again, talking about just one-offs or sorry, not one-offs, but now two-offs, we do have, the 2-day dildo death cross. I always feel like it's important to kind of talk about this. Putting you over here as well, we only have one other example is what I'm trying to say without even using my words. Right over here in 2014, same sort of situation. Bitcoin put in a broadening wedge over here as well. It put in a broadening wedge right here, or I guess I probably have it charted out. Yep, I do. Just like we did in just like we do in current times with the lower time frames over here. So again, a lot of things to be aware of, a lot of things kind of coming into play right now, and overall, I do believe that we are kind of seeing the next sort of thing formulate. Now, I do want to say a special thing as well. I know that I'm being a little bit more aggressive than I usually am, and I typically do like to shy away from that because that's not good technical analysis. That's more of an opinion than technical analysis. Obviously, I do have my opinions. I don't necessarily trade my opinions. However, yesterday we did talk about this, and a lot of people have been asking me my position, so I guess I'll show it. This is the first fucking trade I've taken in the last 2 weeks. But basically, I just I shorted the retest of this guy right here at about 65.40ish area on my Deribit account. By the way, I do have an affiliates link for Deribit in the description of this video. It will actually take 10% off your trading fees. Blah blah blah. I know it's annoying to show myself, but hey, just thought I'd let you know in case you're fed up with fucking Bit Mexico, which doesn't even let you trade. But I got my nice little entry over here, and this is what I'm talking about. Is like a lot of the time, and I want to do this as not just proof. I mean, obviously, I like to post up some of my trades in the Discord and obviously on my channel as well, just because I think it's important to verify yourself in a space where everyone's got a fucking mouth, but no one actually puts their money where their fucking mouth is, and there's typically a reason for that. But when it comes down to it, yes, I haven't taken a trade in about 2 weeks, and this is what I'm always talking about. A lot of the time, there's just not a trade to be fucking had. And that's just a reality of trading, man. That's just a reality of trading. And if you can wait, if you can be patient, how many trades do you need a month to kind of make your living? Now, obviously, you want to be having a little bit more than this, but I just want to kind of show that, hey, if you wait for your setup, if you're patient, if you know what you're looking for, well, there's not really much else to do except just wait. And it's a lot of the time, there's just not much to do. There's not anything to do. And by actually forcing yourself to do something, by feeling like you have to do something, you're just going to put yourself in an emotional state where you fuck up. Or at least that's what I do. Again, I shouldn't be speaking in absolutes right now. I apologize about that. Maybe it's a perfect strategy for you. But for myself, when I feel like, like I do this as a living, I always feel like I have to be doing something, and that would cause me to kind of like take bad trades. That was one of the big problems with me going from basically intermediate to doing this as a living when I first kind of started, years and years ago. So I just wanted to quickly show that. Of course, Jesus Christ, man, Bitcoin back below 6,200 right now, by the way. But again, until it actually breaks officially 61.50, I don't think it's very wise to just blindly short this bitch. So again, Bitcoin could very well pop back up and test, 6,300-ish area, 6,350. If that happened, I'd probably be reshorting somewhere right around there. By the same token, we are seeing continuations on the weekly. We are seeing continuations on a lot of things. So So when it comes down to it, it is a little bit of a unique question over here, just because it does seem like perhaps the pattern is officially ready. Now, of course, remember that that nothing's really changed from like the higher time frames, right? Even the smaller descending triangle has not been broken either which way just yet. We have tested we tested the upside over here. By the way, so many people getting blindly fucking bullish off this, and I couldn't stress it enough that no, there was no confirmation of fucking breakout. Sorry, Superman, but that's not. Oh, fucking hell, man. But whatever. So again, when you do have a rejection like that, a lot of the times that is a good setup for a move like this, especially when you have this rolling over. This is the rolling hills right here that I always speak about. Distribution. A lot of people calling this accumulation. I do not see how you can twist your eyes to look at this as accumulation in any which way. And I know that's, again, an aggressive statement, but, it seems like everyone's become a fucking Wyckoff expert in the last few months, not understanding that it takes years to really master Wyckoff, accumulation, distribution, signals and whatnot, and really understand it at like a really base level. Over here, you can see that, if I were looking at this, and I am not a Wyckoff expert, I do not claim to be a Wyckoff expert, but I would say that this is not accumulation. This is distribution. Let's put on our. Let me take off my Fibonacci over here. By the way, check out the reviews for that one. It's been pretty damn good. Let's see, my accumulation distribution indicator over here. This guy is giving us this guy. What was the initial warning signal over here? Major slope down, and then just reactionary bounce up, and then slope down again. That was your fucking signal. Still in the green. Still in the green. We talked about this yesterday as well. Daily stochastics gave you a fake out. They were likely to cross back down again. Again, just another big thing. Also, if you're in the program and you know what I'm talking about over here with the 3-hour stochastics, well, get fucking ready. Get fucking ready, because you could be getting a signal in the next 32 minutes. So again, be fucking aware. Be fucking aware. Of course, the Trollinger Band's getting tight and tight and tight. Or tight and tighter, but it looks like we do have the initial etchings of some sort of a move over here. Again, I need to see this level broken before I get too excited about anything. This is also the 3-day, the 3-day 200 exponential, I believe. Oh, sorry, no, it's actually coming up much higher. Let me just confirm that this is the same on stamp. Yes, it is. Okay, very interesting. Do we get a new 3-day tomorrow? No, in 2 days. Wow. Okay, yeah, we just got one, so it's gonna be a while. But overall, yes. So it does look, again, like another test of your 200 exponential, another test of your 200 simple. This is not what a strong asset does. It does not come back to base on its lows, in my experience. A strong asset hits its, a strong support, as the saying goes, a strong support just hits support once, and then it only needs to be support fucking once. So we're going to talk about I know that I said that we wouldn't, but we'll talk about a few downside areas if that area is to break. If major fucking if. Okay, so if 6150 breaks, where do I look at next? Well, obviously your kind of lows of the year are the next obvious area, right around 5,800, 5,850. Probably bounce around there because everyone's going to be buying, buy the swing lows, because I read about it in my fucking books over here, which, again, people who just don't trade for a living, probably don't trade for a living. I don't know that. Again, I'm being way too aggressive. I apologize about that, guys. These people are probably great people. It's just they just really believe in the Bitcoins over here. Anyways, you got this area over here, 5,500, your next big support that I'd be looking at. Obviously, the measured move that we looked at would put you somewhere around this area right here, right around 5,100, 5,200-ish area. Probably going to bounce a little bit around there as well. But, if we do throw back on the good old volume profile over here, you're going to notice that there's actually once you start really losing that last level of support, which I look at as 6,150, although technically speaking, it is 5,800. There's really nothing doing until this high to mid 4,000s area right here, which does line up with some good horizontals. Good, we got that area right there. We got this area right here. Everyone's going to be looking at 5,000 as psychological support. It's actually a little bit more like this. There we go. So this would be the next big range for potential bounce. Now that range probably likely lines up with the good old Bitstamp, long-term logarithmic trend line, the one that the red arrow is kind of pointing towards. This guy has never been broken in the almost 10-year history of Bitcoin, and as you can can see it is now crawling up and would meet current price action somewhere right around 48 to 4900, exactly where that next high volume node comes in. Not only that, but I do look, and it's not perfect over here, but I do look at this as the 200 exponential and the 786 Fibonacci retracement coming in this blue box area right here with these horizontal levels. That's going to kind of create like a zone of support. So it's going to be like the mid 4000s, so to say. And I don't really have like a specific number for that. I don't think that you can fucking nail down a specific number. That's just, it's silly. I haven't been able to see it done. But I could say, hey, somewhere in this range would be a very, 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 very strong potential for bounce. For a big bounce, I should say. If that area fails, and yes, for 3000 is where I start to look towards. Of course, if you want to go back on over here, or let's do this on Stamp. Let's look at the good old bias buster, the ramp chart, the fucking ramp chart. Hey, why is it on Finex? I want to look at stamp ramp. Let's stamp ramp. It's like a tramp. Oh, okay, I guess it just puts it on Phoenix anyways. God damn it, these motherfucking ramps on these motherfucking planes. I'm tired of them. Okay, weekly over here looks like an ascending triangle, right? If you do plot this out as an ascending triangle, the measured move would be pointing you towards about, oh, look at that, 4,000, also your 200 exponential right there. Fucking perfect, man. Fucking perfect. About 4,100, I should say. Now, you can see that I do have a bigger measured move as well. I do also see that this could be this very well could be a symmetrical triangle over here, which would have a measured move somewhere right around here. Yeah, 3,600 or 3,500 around this horizontal right here, where a lot of volume is being done as well. And if we did put on the volume profile, I'm gonna guess. Jesus Christ, stop that dots. It looks like the chart has chicken pox or some shit. You can see that, yes, even though the 4,000 level looks good, underneath that you do have the 3,500 level right around here, which would kind of make sense with that area. Man, this is so trippy to look at this upside down. Now, of course, as always, things can always reverse, but I would say that it's very unlikely at this point. Very, 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 very unlikely at this point. As this triangle gets so fucking full, you are in a broadening wedge, which is a more bearishly resolved pattern. You are also in the context of a smaller descending triangle, and you are also in a bigger descending triangle. So 3 bearish patterns. It's not like 2 rights make a wrong. It's like three bears make a fucking perma bear. God damn it, I'm a fucking perma bear. No, I'm just kidding. Of course, at some point in time, I am a believer in Bitcoin. I do believe Bitcoin will get to some of those crazy numbers, and I will be the first person when I truly do believe that Bitcoin has reversed, saying, "Hey, I just went all in." I'm probably not going to go on, but something like that. Again, most of my trading account is not in the market. Right now, don't really see a need to do that sort of thing in a market like this. So again, maybe Bitcoin holds onto this low one more time. Maybe it fucking reverses from here. I'd say it's very unlikely at this point in time. But anything can happen. Anything can happen. Also, we saw this. If we put on the 10 simple moving average, I just want to point this out as well. The 10 simple moving average. I did share this strategy publicly on my channel, and there you go. It's giving you the first, what could be the first good signal in a while. When you do consolidate like this, it will give you bad signals, no doubt about that. It's not designed for that. It's designed for nice big breakout plays like you had right here. You actually had a pretty good long right here. Great short right here all the way down to here. Just fucking beautiful. Great fucking short over here all the way down to here. Just absolutely fucking beautiful, getting hundreds of percents. Measuring your shorts in X's, which is beautiful. So again, if this does start to actually gain momentum away from each other, think of it as like a MACD. If it's actually gaining momentum, if it's diverging quite literally to the downside, well, that would be, in my opinion, confirmation that it would be like a secondary confirmation that, hey, the whole thing is likely to break down. You're gaining momentum to the downside. As you can see, again, it's been snaking around here for quite some time, but when you have a hefty move like this, it does put a lot of pressure on this, and I'm curious how to see the next daily doodle will kind of tick it. If you end anywhere below basically like 62.50, it's unlikely to look it's unlikely to look pretty. I'll put it that way. Overall, all time frames bearish. Let's see, the 2-day bearish. Yep, you have the same cross on there. You have the death cross. You're being stifled by your 21. You got rejected by your 21. Jesus fucking Christ. 3-day, same sort of thing over here. 3 days, just even more so. Weekly, I do want to talk about this. Weekly, again, the 10 simple moving average has been resistance throughout this whole consolidation right here. Boom, 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 and now boom. Major fucking point. And with continuation on top of this, taking out the low of the prior bearish engulfing now. That is continuation in the way that I look at it. And And while this area has been kind of staunch support for the last, 10 months now, I want to remind you that, hey, this first bounce got you 6,000. This second bounce got you 3,000. This third bounce got you 2,000. This fourth bounce got you 1,000. This fifth bounce got you 500. Maybe this next bounce gets you like $200 and you go all the way back up to 62.50. Oh wait, we already got there. And then you figure it out from there. But overall, I really don't like the way that this is kind of shaping up over here. Yes, technically it's not over till it's over. And I don't think Bitcoin ever really goes over. Again, I'm a believer in Bitcoin long term. But when it comes down to it, I'm certainly not long right now, as evidenced by my accounts. Let's go over and look at Tether. There's a big reason why I'm not using Tether right now, or looking at Tether exchanges. That is because Tether is quite literally trading to almost quite literally 2 cents below fucking parity. Usually Tether trades within about 4 decimal points of $1, but now it's trading literally at 98 cents, 98.05 cents. That is very interesting to me, because you'd think if Tether, the corporation, was trying to maintain this peg, they'd fucking step in by now and close up the gap. But this gap has just been gaining momentum ever since the beginning of September, then right over here, beginning of October, and now it is this is a problem. Now, yes, over here, price action was pretty weird as well, but that was when Bitcoin was in its parabolic run to the upside. Well, now now you're kind of doing the same, but to the downside. It feels like. So again, things to be aware of over here. I'm not suggesting anything either way. Again, I'm not a professional accountant or auditor or anything like that. I don't claim to be, and I don't really want to be either. But this looks fishy. It's like, all right. But at the end of the day, there is a lot of smoke when talking about Bitfinex and Tether. I don't know anything, personally about that, but what I can say is, that saying, where there's smoke, there's fire. It's very interesting when you look at the BitMEX wallets, which I actually can't pull up right now. I forgot where they are. I forgot where I saved them. But the Bitfinex wallet has been offloading Bitcoin like fucking crazy, going all the way from about 225,000 Bitcoins all the way down to about 150,000 Bitcoin in the last couple of days or so. So again, another big thing to be aware of. Also, let's go check out the MVT signal. How's he doing over here? Still very fucking high. Very fucking high over here. Again, if you're not familiar with this is the network value divided by the 90-day moving average of the daily transaction value, which calls tops pretty fucking well, and every time that it has called a top, it does kind of like reset by coming down to where my cursor is right here, right around the 50 zone. Right here, right now, it's quite literally, above the critical zone where things do typically top out at around this 150 area. Hey, shut up, computer. I don't want to update you. You little bastard. But yeah, again, I really don't like how this is so high right now. Let's go look at DataMesh. I want to look at the DataMesh over here. Bitcoin does have about 34,000 open shorts right now. 34,000 open shorts paying 0.9%. So it is climbing up a little bit, but they're still paying much less than the longs. Not that either one is significantly high. I would not consider either of these high. I would consider like 0.05% high. If we go look at the hedge data, we have about 4.7 hedged, which means we have about a little under 30,000 open shorts versus about almost 27,000 open longs. So what am I looking at over here? Well, shorts are certainly high, and you could very well squeeze them, but I want to remind everyone that if Bitcoin is going to break the big support right around here, 6150, those longs and those shorts will take on a new meaning. They will take on a new interpretation because the whole market dynamic has changed. If everyone agrees that, hey, we're ready to live below 6,000 for quite some time, well, then it follows that you're naturally going to have more shorts as the bears are in full control. So I said that that's completely normal. If it's going to actually break, you're probably going to find shorts somewhere around, have like a happy point somewhere right around 35,000. I'd imagine. Again, we don't have past prior information for this. This is just a complete fucking guess. It could be completely wrong. But I did want to kind of briefly talk about that. Looks to me like CME futures just opened up. It looks like opening up at. Oh no, maybe not. Sorry, I'm wrong about that. I guess just no one was trading before. Yeah, you get a lot of gaps on the 5 minute, but overall it's pretty much the same shit. So yeah, going back on over here, what else do we want to talk about? Let's go talk about Mr. Buterol. Mr. Buterol, very, 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 very important because I think Mr. Buterol. Oh, sorry. Let's talk about GBTC first. GBTC closing the day down around, along with the stock market. The stock market had a very big down day, and this is a very interesting part as well. Interesting point as well. A lot of people always make that smug distinction, that smug comment. Well, if the stock market crashes, then all the money's going to Bitcoin. It's like, yeah, you're gonna fucking convince all the moms and dads who know absolutely nothing about managing of money and say, hey, you know that 401k, you know all those retirement plans with ETFs and indexes, they weren't so safe. But you know what? We got magic internet money. Yeah. It's like, okay, that makes no fucking sense. It's like, good fucking luck, man. Grandmas and grandpas can't even figure out a goddamn phone. I mean, my parents can't even figure out a fucking phone. And you're gonna tell me that they're just gonna go into magic internet money after hearing about it going down from fucking 20,000 to 6,000 multiple times. It's like, oh yeah, let's get out of this slightly volatile asset into a very volatile asset that's been in a downtrend for the last fucking 10 months. It's so fucking arrogant when people talk about this. It's like they cheer on the collapse of the stock market thinking that it benefits Bitcoin. It does not, man. If the stock market crashes, people will be hurting for money, man. They're going to be like looking for money for fucking food, not for magic internet money. It's just it's silly. It's very, very silly, and it's very, very selfish is what it fucking is. I can't stand it when people think that it's a good thing that other currencies collapse or anything like that. You're just a fucking asshole is what you are. That's just that's really all that you are. And I can say that very directly because I believe that. I believe that you're a fucking asshole because you selfishly want those to collapse, not understanding how much pain that it puts people through, and you think that it's in some way benefits you. Fucked up. Just fucked up. So again, yes, I do think Bitcoin is a better solution. I do think Bitcoin is going to be successful long term, but I want to separate myself from the Bitcoin anarchists who think that like the old world ways are just are just like are in some way completely contrary to Bitcoin. They're not. They're going to work together if it's going to work, and that's probably how it's going to go. Anyways, okay, GBTC. Jesus fucking Christ. I'm sorry about that. I've just been going on a goddamn rant, and no one cares about that. Okay, so GBTC over here, selling down, and this was exactly what I was talking about. While you did have a decent reaction coming into Monday, off this support right here, it was on very low volume, and you did not take out the critical area that we spoke about. The 21 exponential, also about $8 even right here, never was taken out. You briefly brushed it. You put in a spinning top dildo right here, and then boom, down, just fall through onto the downside. Not really big volume on the downside either. So again, it still can go either way, but I need to see this area broken with force, whichever one happens first, $7 and about 18 cents, or about $8, whichever one happens first, whichever one's broken. That's probably the way that Bitcoin's going to go. But again, GBTC being kind of a canary in the coal mine. With regards to Bitcoin price. Over here on Mr. Buterol, let's go check him out. 204 and 71 cents. Very, very important. Very, very important. Everyone was saying this one fucking broke out to the upside yesterday as well. It's like, Jesus fucking Christ. Jesus fucking Christ, man. I'm getting so worked up. Okay, over here, let's put on I think I made this chart in an 8 hour. We talked about how this was likely to break to the downside. Again, I have to shamelessly talk about myself here. 8 hour stochastics were giving you the signal as you were approaching, and I can't stress this enough. For those of you in the program, this is exactly what I was talking about. Perfect fucking example. You are approaching a major support right here. Your 8 hour stochastics are crossing down in kind of like the rejection of the bullish zone right here as you approach a major support. Well, if that happens, you're probably not going to have a good time, and having a good time, indeed, you did not. If you were along this Buterol over here, again, volume increasing to the downside. Here's exactly what I was talking about. Look. When you have volume falling off like this, that is consolidation. The people who are calling for a break the other day, how can that be a fucking breakout? How can that be a fucking breakout? I'm being so aggressive. I apologize. Don't want to represent myself like that. But you see kind of volume get back up here as you do break this critical area over here. Now, of course, the very, 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 very critical area for Mr. Buterol is actually all the way down here around 195, where where it seems to have it's actually found support above there. But again, as long as Mr. Butyrol is above 195, this horizontal right here, I do believe that it is that is more than likely that the low is in. However, you will see that your weekly stochastics are hinting at across to the downside. You will also notice that if we go back to the 8-hour, I was also representing this as a different way to chart it as well, and I believe that was the more prudent way. We had what looked to be some sort of let's just get rid of that one. Fuck them. Useless trend lines. But it looked like we had some sort of a rising wedge over here. You can make a measure move on a rising wedge, right? Which would point you all the way down around here towards your former lows, right around 166, 170-ish area, which would obviously correlate with a break of this 195 area over here. If that were to break, I do believe that you will make some new lows. Perhaps you could even say that this is a rising channel, aka bear flag, a big bear flag, and the measure move on that would be pointing you all the way down towards I believe about $100. But again, big thing with this 195 has to be taken out. It's the same thing as Bitcoin at about 6150, and it's by no mistake that both of them bounced around that range. Yeah, right around here, right around about 117-ish actually. So again, I'm not saying that that's going to happen. I need to see 195 taken out first. 195 needs to be taken out, then I'll be a bear lever. Okay, do we want to talk about anything else, or do we want to leave you off there? No, let's talk about one more. There's one more thing to be aware of on Bitcoin over here. Okay, so not only are the daily stochastics just kind of getting started over here, giving you a fake out and then cross down, which is very common when you come into the neutral zone. The 2-day, I believe, is hinting at across to the downside. The 3-day never really even got across to the upside. It actually told you a couple days ago, and we talked about this specifically, that hey, we are gaining momentum to the downside. Weekly, same thing. Weekly, same fucking thing over here as well. So again, let's go check it. We'll do one last thing, I promise, and then I'll let you go. But the monthly over here, again, lasted around by this 10 simple moving average, just like you were in 2014, dancing around this yellow 20-minute exponential moving average. And have we taken out the lows just yet? No, we have not taken out the monthly lows just yet. 58.80 is the monthly lows, right over here, or I guess 57.74 actually on this consolidation. So fair enough. We are actually a few $100 away from that. So fair enough. Fair enough is fair enough. But again, when people are talking about accumulation and distribution, what does this fucking look like, right? What does this fucking look like? Again, even monthly stochastics are still like gaining momentum to the downside over there. So yeah, again, and also, we also talked about this, the weekly RSI getting below and now into the bear zone. Again, the only time it's even really lived in the bear zone from the weekly dollar time frame was over here in 2014. It's back below this exponential moving average. Again, if you're in the technical analysis program, you know exactly what I'm looking at. Okay, so yeah, that's enough rambling for me. Lower time frame trading. What are people thinking over here? What do people want? I mean, people want to trade the lower time frames. Your next big resistance, if you were to kind of pop up, would be somewhere right around here, right around 6,300-ish area. If that were to be taken out, 6,350 is the next area. And as long as you're below 6,400, I basically play this bearish, and I play this majorly bearish. But again, you are on major support right now. Major fucking support. It's been support for a long time, so it's it hasn't been too damn rewarding for people who short all the way down here. So again, perspective, right? Perspective. And I wouldn't be taking a short position unless we kind of got back up here, or smash this area over here. All right, that's going to do it for this morning. It's been an absolute pleasure to speak with you. I'll be back on a live stream a little bit later tonight. Hopefully we get some new fresh price action then, and I hope that everyone has a beautiful rest of your Thursday. Take care.